Alright, good morning. This is Demo High School Engineering, NTI Day 4 video. Today we're going to talk about the generating ideas and actually starting to build for your compound machines project. So we're going to look at the example project I've been working on. I'm going to review a few things. A couple answers to some questions that I've gotten. Because you all have a different set of things available to you. The materials you have might not be the same materials I have. The tools you have might not be the same tools I have. The goal of this project is to review simple machines and to look at compound machines. So, depending on what you have available, you might create models of the simple machines and look at ways you could connect them together. For example, you can make a lever with just a book and something propped underneath to represent the fulcrum. Now, that's just one machine. That simple machine can become a wheel and axle and a lever if you find some round object that can roll and then maybe land on one half of the lever. If you want to be able to analyze a round object as a wheel of an axle, any tapered cup that has a smaller bottom and a larger rim serves as a wheel and axle because when it rolls, it doesn't roll in a straight line. So the ratio of the size or diameter of the base of the cup to the rim of the cup would be the mechanical advantage for that wheel and axle machine. So if you have limited materials, use what you have. You don't have to build a full Rube Goldberg. You don't have to build a full compound machine. But do make some examples of at least the 5 simple machines and look for ways to connect some of them together to make a compound machine. Alright, back to the project I've been working on. So I've been working on this tennis ball launcher for our dog, or at least I've been thinking about working on it. What we've got so far, problem, if you go to this example you'll see the problem here summarized. We've got some criteria, some constraints, brainstorming, went over this yesterday. Here are some ideas for how I might make this machine. I updated this page based on the materials I found yesterday. You see there's a second sketch of how I might build this tennis ball launcher. I'll explain why. You'll see the wheel is a little bit bigger and that I've changed the location of the crank from where I had it in this sketch. Now I haven't put everything on this yet. The reason I did this is I found some things that I'll be able to use, and also I realized that for my mechanical advantage I'm going to need this wheel to be fairly large and this crank drum or axle to be fairly small. So right now I have a 24-inch wheel and I'm going to try to come up with a 1.5-inch axle, and that should give me a mechanical advantage of 16:1. I'm still not sure that's enough, but we're going to start with that. Okay, here's what I found. This is a project that my kids and I worked on last summer, and it's technically it's an onager. It's a type of torsion catapult that uses twisted ropes. Well, anyways, we used it. It worked okay. But what it is, it's got this throwing arm we made out of 2x4s. It has some upright towers and a hole already drilled that I might be able to use for my axle. And it's got this really heavy base. Now, that might be a problem later on. This is going to be hard to move around. But I think we're going to repurpose some of those parts. Other things I found, bicycle inner tubes, a bungee cord, this piece off of an old weight bench. But what it is, it's a 1-inch steel pipe. And I think that'll make a great axle. And I have a whole bunch of this stuff. This is baler twine from hay bales. So we're going to use some of that. Okay, so what did I get done? Well, I had some MDF, which is a type of fiber board, sitting around in the shed that I use as a shop, and I decided I need to cut the wheel out for my machine. So here's some pictures of working on that. I cut the circle out with a jigsaw, and I laid out some spokes and drilled some holes with a Forstner bit, and started cutting out that wheel. So anyways, there's the making the wheel, and then I pulled that throwing arm off of that old catapult and have it sitting next to the wheel in these pictures. So I have quite a ways to go, but here's the compound machine I'm working on. This is one way I'm finding something to do in the extra time that I have at home. We'll see if it works. Hope you have a great day.